Yo, what's up, guys? You got Techno, your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today we're here with our bracket play for the March Madness tournament. Now, if you guys missed our last video, I went over my pool play, so make sure you go check that out. In case you didn't check it out, though, we are currently 7-0, which means we do get a top seed, which is really nice for us. Being 7-0 was definitely no slouch, no like pushover. Or, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. So now we're gonna go into brackets, and brackets is honestly where the tournament really starts to get really interesting, really tough, because you only have like 15 minutes prep time, like in quotation marks, because a lot of the times you get a little bit more than 15 minutes, but it's still the same thing. It's all like stressful and fun and exciting, and yeah, I'm super excited to bring you guys it. So without further ado, let's start off with my round of 64. Alright, so here we are with our first game versus Deadbolt, and he's a cool dude. He's currently 4-3, and we are 7-0, so that's why we did get paired with each other. He has a team right here. You guys can see he has Gallade, Tornadus T, Celebi, Klefki, Kieran Black, and Seismitoad, so definitely a threatening team. The Gallade, Tornadus, Kieran Black core is nothing to scoff at. It's fucking really scary. But a couple of things to note. First of all, in the first like two parts of this tournament, I was kind of like playing on my phone because I had somewhere I had to be like really quickly, and then I had to go right back. So it was really stressful, and I didn't have like that much time to calc and stuff. So that was like my biggest like stress moment of this tour. So if my gameplay isn't perfect for this part, well, it's not gonna be perfect anyways. But like it's this battle was like significantly like less, I guess. You guys will see. You guys will see the rest of my battles and just see how that went from there. But yeah, so I'm bringing a Autotomize Celesteela with Heavy Slam, Giga Drain, and Earthquake. I'm packing just regular offensive Metacham like I do just about every week, or every game except for the Combine one. I'm packing a Life Orb Greninja. I've got just regular, like, kind of defensive but more Spadef Diancie. I've got Scarf KB and Scarf Rotom. So let's just like go right off with it. I lead with my Greninja. As you guys can see right here, I lead with Greninja, and he just leads off with Gallade, and I'm like, okay, I can just U-turn out on here. I can go into my Diancie and take two possible fighting moves, but he actually goes for SD, and I'm like, okay, I should still be able to take this hit. I don't know, because I don't have my calcs here. But you guys see, even though I'm lagging, he goes for Earthquake, and that's just like a fucking Oko on my Diancie. And I'm trying to pause this so it doesn't lag anymore. Yeah, okay. What the hell? Okay. So yeah, he goes for Earthquake, and that just Oko's Diancie, which is really bad, because now I don't have rocks or anything in this game, so that's annoying, but it should still be like kind of manageable. And here I'm like, okay, I kind of have to lose two Mons, which is annoying, because I can't go into Kieran Black and Outrage just yet. So I go into my Rotom, and I Shadow Ball, and it does 71.4%, but it's not enough. And he goes for Zen Headbutt, and he kills me. Sorry about this lag, by the way, it'll probably end soon-ish. If not, then I'll make sure I do it necessary. Yeah, okay, so I go Gren here, and I just U-turn because I need to pick it off, but we're already down 4 to 5, so that's annoying. We don't have rocks either, or one of our Scarfers, so that's a big problem. I go into my Kyurem, because if he goes Klefki, I know I can go back into my Gren on whatever he wants to do, more than likely. So here, I fire off a Hydro Pump, and all I need is this Hydro Pump damage, or I get off my spikes here, and then I'm going to get off a Hydro Pump, because all I need is some Hydro Pump damage to make sure that my Metacham is going to be able to kill with 2 HJKs, or if not, if I'm in Torrent, I could probably kill with 1 HJK, but goes for Dazzling Gleam, and I'm like, okay, so I missed the first one, that's alright though. I'm in Torrent, so I can just Hydro Pump again, and I missed 2. That is huge. Here I'm like, oh, well, I just lost the game, because now I have no way of really killing this Klefki without taking a lot of damage. I lose my Lumberry on my Celesteela. I have to set up really early, because then Kieran Black will just take me out with a Fusion Bolt, because since I am a more offensive set. So yeah, I'm like, alright, so I just lost. I've already lost this game. So what I'm going to end up having to try to do is I go Metacham, and then I'm just going to go for a high jump kick right here as it goes for Thunder Wave. Luckily, I do actually land this high jump kick, but yeah, it does not enough. That Hydro Pump damage would have definitely put it in range of 2 on either of them, because I would have possibly been able to get 2 off. I'd rather get the Torrent one off, obviously, but either way, it's totally fine. So now I'm just kind of switching back and forth between this thing and the in the Celestial. I'm trying to remember why I did this. I think it was just so that like I could kind of like bait out some moves differently. No, it was so I could stall out the reflect and stuff. But I actually kind of messed it up, and so now the reflect is just gonna stay anyways. So actually no, now I'm putting him in a position where he has to either attack me or get up his screens again, and so yeah, that's kind of the idea behind those plays right there. So that's why I went for the HJK right there. Drain Punch could have killed, but like I said, no calcs right now. So that's annoying for me. Here he goes, Science Baton, and he goes for the substitute, and I'm like, oh god, don't do this to me, please. And I high jump kick, trying to just take it out, but he's got the sub up, and I'm like, okay, so now I just got a drain punch, because that's probably what he's going to keep doing, just keep going for sub. So I drain punch here, get off quite a bit of HP right back, so that's pretty good with me. And, yeah, so now Drain Punch gonna come out here again, but he goes for Gastro Acid. That's a really good tech on his part. Now, looking at this, Gastro Acid is a poison type move, so I did not think it would be able to hit my Celesteela. And I get parried twice, which is annoying, but yeah, what can you really do there? But it's Gastro Acid. It's like it's a poison type move, so I thought that since Celesteela is obviously a steel type, that it wouldn't be able to affect it, and I still keep my Beast Boost intact. But you guys are gonna see I'm definitely pretty wrong here, so I'm just gonna be in a bad position anyways. If I had my rocks up, this game would have been pretty much like so much easier to win. Just with my Kieran Black, then it would have just actually won the game. I go for Autotomize here because I have to, and Gastrodon is gonna come out here, and I actually get suppressed. So I don't have my Beast Boost anymore, which is annoying. I just got a Giga Drain here. See how that goes, but I already know that my Heavy Slam won't be able to take out this Kieran. So yeah, now it's all up to my own Kieran to see if it can pick up some outrage kills. Now, I was pretty sure there were like none of these mons were gonna die to outrage except for the Kieran because I don't have my rocks up. I needed my rocks up to kill mons. But yeah, so big KB is gonna come out here, and I'm just going to outrage right here, and it's going to take 42%, and I'm like, okay. So that's it. But now he just goes Tornadus, takes the hit, and we just kind of died to that, and the Celebi's attack goes for an hidden power fighting, or rock, or whatever, probably fighting. No, steel, definitely steel. And does quite a bit to me. Probably didn't want to go for Hurricane and risk the miss, because this is a more surefire way of winning, more than likely. And now I just outrage here again, and I'm confused, but I get the outrage off, but it's fine, it'll just kill me. But no, my boy Kiram is the fucking legend, and it just fucking takes out this Celebi. GG to Deadbolt. Jesus fucking Christ. I thought it was over when I missed the Hydro Pumps, but god damn, fucking the boy Kiram just pulls through, and we're still in this tournament, and we still get to make a name for ourselves. So Jesus Christ, that's fucking whack. Oh my god. Like I was like, I physically like said yes in my car, like fucking so loud. Oh my god, this is just the craziest shit. But yeah, so that's gonna be our first game. Then we move on to the round of 32, and I will catch you guys at that. Okay, so here we are at our round of 32 game, and we are up against my good pal Greg. Now, Greg's one of my best friends in the entire community, so I was very excited to play him for this matchup. But unfortunately, I still got to win. So yeah, like had to make sure that could happen. But you guys can see his team. He has a very interesting team. He has Necrozma, Mega Kangaskhan, Round 1 Yan-Mega with Z-Move access, which is funky. He's got Nidoking, Klefki, and Alolan Raichu. And then on the bench is his Tapu Bulu, and there was something else. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was the Alomomola. He had those mons too. But these were the mons he decided to bring. And looking at my team, what I have is a Fizdef Restock Defensive Celesteela. I've got a ICMZ Substitute Fusion Bolt Roost, Kieran Black. That should be nice versus a lot of his team. I've got regular offensive Medicham, like always, because offensive Medicham, like just the standard offensive sets are usually the best just because of its coverage. Really nice. I didn't bring Poison Jab, I brought Ice Punch instead, and I'm very happy I did that because there is no, what's it called? There's no Bulu on the field. Nice yawn. I've got Life Orb, Toxic Spikes, Greninja. This thing just kind of dents this whole team really well, and it forces a lot of switch, so I'll be able to get up my rocks or my spikes pretty easily versus this team. I've got a red card Diancie to make sure that some mons like don't like fuck around this game. this mainly the Necrozma and possibly the Raichu. And then I've got a Release Spadef AV Donphan. So let's just get right off with it. I lead with my Donphan as he leads off with his Necrozma. I expected maybe a Raichu lead or a Mega lead, and either way I beat both of those, so I was fine with that. Goes for sub here turn 1, and I'm like, okay, I'll just Earthquake, and I'm like, oh shit, so now he's fucking subbed up like right away. So I just gotta go right into my Greninja, seeing what he wants to do. I thought he'd go for a Psychic move, but he actually just goes for Calm Mind. So here I'm like, okay, so a Signal Beam or whatever else he wants to go for, maybe a Shockwave because that hits the Celesteela and the Greninja. I knew that was definitely a possibility in prep, and he actually has it. So good prep on his part. Red card's going to come out here, and yeah, Klefki's going to be dragged right out. So I know that with my Earth Power right here, I'm not going to be able to do too much. He gets up his Spike here, so I'm fine with that. But I'm still going to try to get off this Earth Power, and the lag is annoying me so much. But he gets off a Dazzling Gleam, and I get off my Earth Power, I get a crit, and he eats his Shuckaberry. But it's not like that detrimental to the game, because now I can just Magnet Rise and I just Earth Power again, and it does relatively like not very much. I go Celesteela because this thing can't touch Celesteela like whatsoever, and I just fire off a Heavy Slam because that'll definitely like dent something on his team pretty heavily, and it does 50% to the Klefki, so really good damage on the Klefki right away. Means that I'll be able to possibly fire off another Heavy Slam and get this thing down, but no, I actually don't. I get paralyzed, so that's annoying, but it happens. But what we can do is we can get rid of these annoying ass spikes on our field. So we can just go for the Rapid Spin right here because I do take that hit really well since I am really a Spadef AV Donphan. Psychic's gonna come out here, and I'm just going to Earthquake and Shazam. Now here I had this feeling that he would be like in Iapapa or I don't know, Iapapa or Figgy or whatever type of Necrozma. However, I didn't want to like risk that too much and like end up going into something else. And I was really thinking about going like for like Rock Slide or something, but I actually just go for the Earthquake and he gets his Iapapa Berry back, and I'm like, okay, that's a little bit annoying, but it's definitely manageable. I can go Greninja. I'm just trying to preserve my Donphan in case like for some reason I need like an Ice Shard off later. And then I go into Kyurem because I'm just able to predict that Shockwave pretty easily. And here I'm just going to be able to fire off my Z move. Even if he switches out, I'm cool with that because it means that he's a switched out +2/+2 Necrozma, but I actually just kill it off right there, so that's good on my part. And now the Kang's going to come in. I fucking hate Kang. I think Kang's like dumb. Like, not dumb as in like too good, dumb as in really bad. So Power Punch is going to come out here and takes the Rocky Helmet damage, and then another one's gonna come out there, and I'm like, okay, so I kind of want to preserve this thing a little bit, so I just sack off my Donphan, because what this means is I'll be able to get in my Greninja and just kill this thing off with a Hydro Pump. Dark Pulse might have been able to kill, but I was still on my phone at this time, so I couldn't really check, and I assumed it wouldn't be able to because Kang is pretty bulky, but Hydro Pump always kills, so we get rid of that right there, and Kingyan Mega's gonna come out. This is as good as you'll see in Mega. It just dies. I guess he thought that like I was gonna switch out there. That's why I didn't protect. But yeah, I don't know because now Greninja. Spoilers, you guys can't tell. He goes Nidoking and not Raichu. So Greninja's just gonna kind of go in on his team. The reason I didn't switch out is because I'm fine if I switch out or not. Like pretty much with this Greninja and the rest of my mons on this team. So yeah, Dark Pulse gonna come out there. And yeah, so Klefki is going to come right out, and I say, okay, so maybe Dark Pulse will be able to kill this thing. I was going to go for Hydro Pump anyways, but Dark Pulse lives it on 1, which is kind of funny. So if we went into this and I clicked Dark Pulse, would have been fine, but here I Hydro Pump because I'm like, I'm going to hit, and I do. So GG to Greg. This was just kind of an unfortunate battle for him, but hey, we take those. So now we are in the round of 16, and we're up against Shiny Spam next, so I will be showing you guys that in just a second. Alright, so next up we've got our game versus Shiny Spam. He's another cool dude. I've never played him before in the league format, but I've seen that he does really well, so it's definitely going to be a pretty exciting game to play. And he has a very solid team. He's got Raikou, Suicune, Weavile, Sheer Force, Landorus, Incarnate, Clefable, and Lurantis, with Dragalge and Steelix left behind. I really thought Dragalge had a good shot at coming to help deal with my Greninja and my Serena and stuff like that, but yeah, it turns out it just didn't. So I've got my my Greninja here. No Toxic Spikes, which I really wanted, but instead I'm just like Sash with like U-Turn, Scald, or Surf, Ice Beam, and Dark Pulse. I've got a Medicham right here with High Jump Kick, Poison Jab, Ice Punch, and Bullet Punch. I have my boy Kirim with Chople Berry, with Dragon Claw, Iron Head, Fusion Bolt, and Roost. I've got Donphan with, I believe this is just Yachi Berry, Stealth Rocks, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Rapid Spin. I've got a more defensive sub Leech Seed Celesteela, and then I have Scarf Serena. So, looking at this matchup, I decided I would just leave right off with my Scarf Serena and see what we can do from here. So, um, with this thing, I really wanted to catch this thing turn one with a high jump kick. Or, in theory, I probably should have just gone for U-turn, but I just thought high jump kick would be so nice versus this because it means I just get rid of it and I don't have to switch in something on this thing ever again in the game. So that's good. So Celestial is going to come out here as he gets up his rocks, and I just Leech Seed, knowing that the Suicune's definitely going to come in. No, Ice Up here. I could have Leech Seed pretty easily. Um, he just Scalds here, and I'm like, okay, so this thing could indeed be like a sub-calm Mind Protect Suicune, and so that's probably why he's going to make these plays he does right here. He goes into his Clefable, then goes back into Suicune, which was a really good play on his part. I definitely should have expected that, but I don't, and so we pay for that. And yeah, so he's gonna get up a sub here, and that's really annoying. I've got Earthquake for the Raikou, when I probably should have had like Seed Bomb or something to make sure I could break this sub easier. But what can you really do? That's all hindsight. So, I decide. So since his Scalds are gonna be able to fade me, and I'm slower than him, and I can't afford a burn on this thing, I'm just gonna end up having to switch out like right here and go into my Greninja, who will be able to break a substitute. And yeah, this is totally fine. Now, he told me after the game he actually didn't have Calm Mind on this thing because, yeah, he didn't put it on accident. And that's annoying. However, I think some of the plays I make throughout this matchup, it would have been handleable. Um, but we'll just see about that. So, go for Dark Pulse here, as I know he's going to protect. And now, as this thing's going to be able to protect again, I'm just going to go for Power Whip. I thought that he'd just stay in or something. And here, I just continue to Power Whip, and the Lorenth is going to come in, and it takes 45% with the crit, so that's annoying for him, but it should be like manageable for him anyway. So here is where I can drop in my Big Bad Medicham, make an aggressive switch, and then go for the aggressive Poison Jab and Shazam. Not really aggressive because it was obviously just a nice play overall, but here I go for Poison Ice Punch again. And here, in case he wants to get cheeky and go into something, I go for HJK and just bop this Clefable. And now Suicune's going to come out. Now, on this turn, the only reason you go Suicune here is so that you can protect and then Scald me. Or protect and then, like, just do whatever you want. Because he already knows I have HJK, Ice Punch, and Poison Jab. So my last move probably can't touch this thing, because it's really likely to be Bullet Punch. So Protect is very obvious here. So I feel like he's not going to go for Protect, and he's going to try to make a more offensive play and go for sub or something to make sure like that if I switch out I'm totally good with that, or just go for Scald or anything. So I'm just going to stay in an HJK, and I do get that right. Got to play really aggressive with Medicham as stated, and I think I'm doing a very good job at doing that so far in this tournament, as he goes for Scald, and he unfortunately burns me, so that burn's pretty big. It's a Scald burn obviously, so you can't really complain, but it still happens. And it's still really annoying. So he's gonna protect here, and I go Greninja because I know he's gonna protect, so I can't really like take advantage of that right now. And I wanted to kind of scare him with Toxic Spikes if I had that, but I don't. And I thought Dark Pulse would be able to kill from here, but apparently not. So I just flinch anyways. So that's annoying. And here I was so tempted to just click U-turn, and I just really wanted to, but he actually just goes Weavile, and yeah, now I regret my decisions. So I really would have wanted to click U-turn there, but I don't. So Celestial is going to come in. He's going to go for Low Kick, and Celestial is very heavy, so Low Kick does quite a bit of damage to me anyways. But Knockoff's obviously going to do more because it's stab and stuff, and make kind of a misplay, and I go for a Elite Seed right here, making sure, because I want to make sure the Suicune couldn't come back in for free. And here, this is like where he's starting to like play me and stuff, but he's just starting to like outplay me for a bit of this game, and now I just kind of get my momentum back by going to Donphan. I thought he'd not want to predict that right now, just because it was pretty predictable. And I double into Celesteela, which was kind of stupid on my end. I doubled into it because I wanted to scout out a Hyper Beam, Z Hyper Beam from the Raikou, because this is Zmon. But no, he doesn't have that. He just, I guess he doesn't have that. I think he told me he was Sugarberry after the game, but you guys will see. So Dragon Claw's gonna come out here because I get these doubles in my Kyurem, right? And then yeah, so I'm good to go from there. Now I don't want to pop my Chople on this thing yet, just in case he is Z still. So I want to just sack off my Celesteela. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into my Donphan and I'm going to Rapid Spin. Or no, I go into this thing first of all, and I just go for U-turn on this turn, I believe. Yeah. Um, Now, since I am burned with the Medicham, I can't immediately pressure his team, which is very, very annoying. So I'm just gonna have to go Greninja and bank on like U-turn and Ice Beam and all that. So that's the worst part of having this burn on my Metasham at the moment. So I just U-turn out right here, as he's going to be able to go for a superpower on this turn, I believe. I know I'd live with Serena, and I know I'd still be able to probably come in on rocks. Did the calc with that one. And yeah, just U-turn out here again, and now I'm going to start pressuring him with Greninja. I need to keep it at a pretty low health, since there's no ice coverage on my Kyurem, so I gotta make sure that's at like low enough health to where I can actually pick it off with some of my mons. I Ice Beam here, he synthesises and or superpowers, and then yeah. So now my plan is I gotta get off a rapid spin, and I have a definite plan for how I'm gonna do that. So I U-turn out right here with my Serena because I'm at low percent, but since he can't priority me, I'm good with that. And yeah, so I U-turn out right here and go to Donphan. Now I know Landorus is not coming here. Because I still have that shot of being AV with 2 ice shards and just knocking his ass right out. So I know that's not going to happen right here. So I'm just going to instead expect the Weave Out to come in, and I'm like, perfect, this is all perfect. This means I can Rapid Spin right here. And he goes for a Fake Out, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. I don't care about your Fake Out. I just care about your Ice Will Crash not flinching me. And he gets a crit right here, and I'm like, oh shit, please, please, please don't flinch. That would mean I lose this tournament. But no, I get the Rapid Spin off. I get a crit, which isn't that big or anything, really. But I like it. It's annoying, I guess, but like it should be totally fine for the remainder of this matchup. Just like how it goes, you guys will see. I get off the Ice Shard there, and I didn't know how much damage this thing would do because I didn't know how much bulk it had. But I'm instead just gonna U-turn right here, and yeah, so that means, well, another reason that the crit didn't matter is because he got his own crit, and that means that like I could Ice Shard kill, and he couldn't Ice Shard kill, and so that would have been really like annoying. So it's kind of justice right there. So I get off the U-turn because I know that's like the calc that'll help me get it in range. Sack off my Greninja, and yeah. So now all I gotta do is pray that he's not Breakneck Blitz and he's been bluffing this whole time, and I'm good to go. So uh, Power Up's gonna come out here. He's not scarfed either with Aura Sphere or anything. He goes for Shadow Ball, and I'm still Chople, so that would have been fine anyways because I've got like enough moves to make sure that's like totally cool. And here, you guys are lagging. I go for Shadow. He goes for Shadow Ball. I go for Dragon Claw, and that is a very good game to Shiny spam. So that was definitely a really intense one right there. So uh, that was a crazy good game. Really down to the wire. So very nice to see that. Unfortunately, not having Calm Mind probably did suck a lot for him, but still, like, it would have been cool to see how we could have played around that. So now we are up to our round of 8 versus Troy, and I will get there right. Alright, so here we have our game versus the Magirna Madman, that boy Troy. Um, and yeah, so this is definitely kind of a pretty exciting game. I've played him before. He played really well in this one final end game moment, and we ended up losing. So we got to try to take it back right now. So we're bringing nice offensive Medicham. It's kind of like a more bulky set this time, but that's still totally fine. Still pretty good offensively. We've got. I'm not even gonna explain our Greninja right now. You guys will just see it in the battle. We've got Clefable, Celesteela, with like Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and then all those other good moves. I've got more defensive Diancie, like always. We've got Scarf KB, and we've got AV Donphan. So let's just get right into this. So he leads right off with his Alolan Persian. I'm like, okay, this is the free knockoff right here. Foul Play won't do too much to me. I'll just be able to knock something off, and that's gonna be this Tentacruel. So I'm like, cool. So Tentacruel is now currently knocked off. I can get my Kyurem Black. Hoping he doesn't burn me right here. If he does burn me, I still have the Heal Bell on my Diancie, so it's manageable. But This thing was just the best thing I could have burned. And you guys can see I go for Outrage even though he has a Clefable still in the field. That's because I have enough free switch into Clefable to where I'm not that worried about it. And enough, I mean, like, my Celesteal is, like, really fine anyways versus Clefable, so I'm good with that. So Outrage is going to come out there, and we just bought that thing. And now Clefable's going to be free to come in. However, it won't be able to kill me, and I will still be fine if it Thunder Waves or anything. But he actually goes for the cosmic power, and I'm like, oh shit, so this is kind of a stressful moment right off the bat. This means that I gotta go into my Diancie first, and this is because, like, I don't, you guys see why I did this, why I get up my rocks. I think people were a little bit confused about this, why I went Diancie. I was kind of bluffing Psych up because I was gonna bring that, but I don't think he'd realize if I brought it or not. So that was all totally fine with me. I goes for Constant Power here, and I Heavy Slam, and I'm just trying to get off some damage, and yeah, he starts Charge Beaming up, and I'm like, oh, so now this is scary. So, but I do gather, though, is that this thing is Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Charge Beam, and um, Soft Boil, because I'm sure he's Stored Power. Like, that just makes the most sense with this set, probably. Um, just because of how Clefable works. But yeah, Cosmic Power is going to keep coming up here, and I'm like, oh, damn. So I gotta kind of make pretty good play coming up soon if I want any shot at not losing to this Clefable. So I'm just trying to go for crits right now. That's just kind of how it's working right now. And yeah, that's not going to happen. You guys are going to see I just keep heavy slamming. No crits. And I'm like, oh no. I just want this crit to happen. Please just let me crit. But nope, I do not, unfortunately. So heavy slam's going to come out there again. And yeah, so I'm totally cool with that. Charge Beam's going to come out right there. And this is the turn I do it. I pull into my Greninja. And everyone's like, why would you go Greninja on this Clefable that's already setting up? Your best place to crit it. But I got the tech. I'm packing Haze Grin, boys. And he goes for Charge Beam. Gets a crit. Does 47%. And I'm like, this crit's actually really nice. Because it lets me go out of range of... Get into range of Torrent. That Surf does so much to this Clefable. So it's definitely like a more physically defensive set, I'd say, or maybe a more, yeah, probably more Fizz Def. I just keep hazing here. He gets up the Charge Beam. I'm in Torrent, and yeah, boys, I just bop this motherfucker with another Surf. So yeah, here we go. Surf down. Goodbye, Clefable. You're gone. So we came back from a pretty bad position right off the bat, and I'm like, okay, so now there's definitely a clear game plan in mind, and it's called Outrage Kieran Black. However, I forgot that Terrible goes through the fur coat, so that's kind of my big problem with this thing. So I preserved my Greninja because I thought it had Fake Out or be Scarfed or something, and I wanted to make sure that I could still like, kind of keep it around. It goes right to his Lando. I do quite a bit with the Moonblast, so that's pretty cool with me. And now I just go into my Celesteal, I try to sack it off. He goes for Sub though, and gets his Iapapa Berry, so that's a little bit crazy right there. He goes for Gravity now, and I get off a Heavy Slam. And I'm like, alright, this is totally fine. I still have like enough mons to where I'm not too scared about a Landorus. And a lot of mons still pressure his team out. So I go KB and I just click the Ice Beam right here. Because like I said, I'm still forgetting that Outrage goes through the fur coat on the little person. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning so much. My bad, guys. But Parting Shot's gonna come out here. And yeah, so Melantosh, the Electivire is going to come out right now, and we just Ice Beam there, and that does not a lot because I am obviously Parting Shotted on, so that's alright. This means that Diancie is going to be able to come in, and Iron Tail is going to come out right there. And so yeah, Diancie is now just going to die, so that was a nice prediction on his part, kind of, because it was still probably his best play overall versus my Kyurem. So that's fine. Just wanted to bring my Diancie and make sure that I didn't lose my Sturdy on my Donphan because that could still come in handy versus like a versus the Gallade if I needed to. So Drain Punch is gonna come out there. I get back most of my HP, and now Metacham's out of range of any attack from this Gallade. I do a lot with the Psycho Cut, so that's what we're gonna do here. Psycho Cut as he Will-O-Wisps, so that's pretty good tech on his part. And here, I'm like, okay, so I still do really well versus this. I can still possibly get off the Torrent boosted Surf on this, no matter what. However, if he's like Witch or something, I want to get off a Poison, so I just go for Poison Jab, and yeah, we just Poison right away. So that's pretty funny. Here I just Poison Jab again in case he wants to like pull into his I guess his Fur Coat mod, his Persian. And yeah, so now we are basically in a good position to just win this game. I'm going to drop in my Kieran Black because I know I take any hit and I'm scarfed. But you guys are going to see he's actually going to be scarfed of himself with foul play. So that's pretty interesting. Would not have been able to kill my Dawn fan, so I was good to go no matter what happened here. And so yeah, so that's going to be a good game to my good pal Makirna Madman Troy. I got the freeze last turn, doesn't matter at all. But yeah, so good game to him. Very exciting game. Hayes Gren putting in work was really hyped. And next up, we are going into our top 4 game or semifinals game. So really nice that we're in semis right now. And we're going into it, I believe, 11-0, and my opponent II is also 11-0, so that's going to be a really fun game. So here we go. Alright, so here we have our game against II, and II is one of the best players in the community, in my opinion. So I was really not stoked about this game, and he had a Snorlax, which I over prepped for, um, and so that's really annoying. But I've got a bulk up Medicham. I have offensive KB with like Fightinium Z for the Snorlax, which didn't even come. I could have brought Icium Z, however, if he curses up, then I'd rather just blow that thing back with a Focus Blast because of my Terrorbolt. That's all totally fine. AV Celesteela here, which is a really nice bring versus this team. We've got defensive Diancie, Scarfed Rotom, and we've got a Life Orb, more physically offensive Greninja. So this is a Primarina matchup, which I was very scared of from the start. I knew that if I got a Primarina and like a Gallade or something, then it would be a pretty tough matchup to win, because Primarina is such a big threat versus my team in particular, just because my Celesteela and my Wall Core just gets kind of fucked by it overall. So let's just see how we were able to handle it. So I'm going to lead right off with my boy the Celesteela, as I just go right for the superpower. This was kind of a dumb play on my part right off the bat. I went for superpower because I think I was like kind of expecting the Rotom to come in, and I wanted a middle ground in case he was like kind of like Sash Mamo. So I go for the superpower there, and yeah, it just does nothing to this thing. So I just go right back to my Kieran Black, and this is where I should have started to put the offensive pressure on his team. I should have probably just Fusion Bolted right here, expecting the Primarina to come in, but I make a really like just risk-free play, and I just go for Ice Beam. That means I don't get the damage off I need. And this is so obviously a Wakanberry, so I don't want to make. I want to make sure I still have like my Mons around for this. But I do make a prediction right here and go into my Celesteela, as he's just going to go into his Rotom here, and I get off the Stone Edge. So now I know he's gonna Volt Switch here, so I'm just going to get off a Heavy Slam right there. And now he probably could expect me to go for, I guess, a possible like Fire Blast or anything really, because this thing probably can't touch me. So I'll go for Stone Edge, bop that thing. So right off the bat, we've made some good plays. But we'll just see if we're able to continue that throughout the entire game. And yeah, so Icicle Crash is gonna come out here as I go for the Heavy Slam. It doesn't even kill me with this thing, so that's crazy. But this is where I make my biggest misplay of the entire tournament. Right here is where I just decide I'm just gonna throw this tournament away. Pretty much. Greninja is still such a solid win con versus his team. But I decide, hey, we're gonna preserve a Death Fodder when I so should have just gone Kieran Black. I think me playing against the player like caliber that I is, and the fact that I already made the good plays early, kind of left me in a cocky position to do anything. I say I'm gonna preserve this Death Fodder for the Primarina because I'm still so afraid of it, and I go hard Greninja like a fucking retard. I expected an Ice Shard so it wouldn't miss, and I don't know. I thought Ice Shard would really come out there just so that he wouldn't risk a miss. But Icicle Crash was still like a fine play. It wasn't like that bad of a play. And yeah, this is where my Greninja is just going to take so much damage that it didn't need to take. So here I'm like, okay, Greninja's basically dead. I can't take a +2 Shadow Snake anymore, so I'm just gonna Ice Punch, see how much damage I can do. And it does quite a bit, but not enough, obviously, because it is a Roserade that is appearing to be more defensive. So, yeah, now I'm just going to be able to go into my Rotom and click the Shadow Ball, and we're going to kill off this Roserade. And now on this turn, I knew I'd probably be able to take a hit from a Wakanberry Primarina, And so the plan make here, I stand by it. Like I stand by it fully because I need this damage off to make sure that my Kyurem will be able to kill it with the Fusion Bolt. If not, then I just don't kill. And yeah, so you Moonblast here, and I'm like, alright, so now it's time to switch out. Make sure that I'm all good to go. But he reveals the fucking Aqua Jet. This man is Aqua Jet Primarina. And I couldn't have predicted that. So I stand by I stand by letting my Rotom take that much damage. Because I did not expect Aqua Jet whatsoever. It just didn't even slip my fucking mind. I really did not think that would come. And here it is. This is such a great bring on his part. Because god damn, what the fuck. But now I'm going to bring in my Medicham as I don't believe he's revealed Protect here, but I just go for the Zen Headbutt right off the bat as he goes for Protect, and I'm like, okay, so now he's definitely just going to sack off his to Blade, so I'm just gonna bulk up. If I went for bulk up there, I would have been in a great position, but I didn't. So what can you really do there? So I bulk up here, predicting a switch out, and now I'm like, okay, this Fire Punch damage is all I need for the Earth Power for my Kyurem to kill this thing, so I'm good with that. Fire Punch gonna come out here, does a lot of damage to him. If I was more offensive, this would have been a better position anyways, but I'm not. And here, I just keep making the same mistake of preserving all my Death Fodders like a fucking retard. Yeah, so I just go into Kyurem Black and I let it take damage it probably should not have taken. But either way, now I'm just gonna Earth Power here, as he goes Gallade. If I went for Shadow Ball, or if I had it, that would be a pretty good play right there, but I don't have it, so unfort. But yeah, now I just sack off my Medicham, and I'm like, alright, this is fine. I was tempted to get up my rocks here, however, I know he's gonna go back to the Blade when I go Diancie, and I can't go Rotom, because if you sneak, then that's an L anyways. So I'm just gonna get up my double into my Kyurem. That's what I do. Yeah, I double into Kyurem Black, and yeah. So I already know he's gonna protect those, and that's really annoying anyways. But I actually just Fusion Bolt right here anyways. Like it's still good to go versus this. Fusion Bolt doesn't there's not two shot from there, but I am able to just Earth Power again if I need to, as he just gets off Shadow Sneak damage which he needs. And if you guys can't tell, this game's kind of an L right here. Things to note, I think this game definitely taught me a lot. I played really well the entire tournament, except for the fact that in this game I preserved way too many Death Fodders. I definitely would have won if I just kept my cool and didn't preserve all the Death Fodders in the world. But yeah, this was like that was my big mistake this game. I tried to keep way too many sacks in the back, and it just ended up costing me big time. And since this boy is Aqua Jet Primarina, I don't have anything I can really do versus that. So I'm just going to go into my Rotom, hoping for like one last moment of hope. But you guys are going to see his Shadow Sneak. So goodbye to my Rotom. And yeah, so now all we have left is going to be our third place game versus my good pal, Ace of Base. First of all, big congrats to King L5 for actually winning the tournament. He beat my opponent right here, II in the finals. So pretty good on him. But yeah, unfortunate that we had to go out this way. I think we definitely could have won if we played a little bit smarter. But big congrats to just on having such an impressive run. He's now 12-0. We're 11-1. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, let's just check out our final game, our third place game versus Ace of Base, coach of the Anaheim Otarias. Alright, so here you guys can see we have our matchup versus Ace of Base, and yeah, he's got a team of Mew, Mega Kangaskhan, Tapu Fini, Hydreigon, Ferrothorn, and Dusclops. So this was a really tough matchup, and I had to rely on Medicham and Greninja to kind of break through a lot of his fatter mons. And if they couldn't do that, then I had to use a lot of different mods I didn't want to use. So here I was like, okay, so I'm probably not going to be making the money of third place, but it'll be nice to do it. So let me actually just switch sides here. He's going to lead off with the Hydreigon as I lead off with my Serena. Now on this turn, I know that he's not staying in, or if he does, anyways, I'll just be able to U-turn here and get off like enough stuff to still feel alright. And so now I'm just going to play this momentum game, trying to U-turn out on a lot of stuff, as this is going to end up working out for me for a little bit. So Medicham's going to come out here, and now I know he's just going to probably go for the either Protect or the switch into the Dusclops or the Mew. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for a Baton Pass right into my Greninja right again, and this is where I pull the trigger, and I know he's gonna go Ferrothorn, so HP Fire. Um, his Finny was a little bit risky, but I can just U-turn out on that anyway, so he goes into Ferrothorn, and I'm just gonna U-turn here on his Protect, which he goes for there, but I'm like, okay, so and either way, he's not going to stay in it again. So I'm just going to protect, I'm just going to U-turn again. Like, it made more sense for him to just keep this thing around in case he needs, like, more Rocky Helmet or Iron Barbs on something versus my team. And U-turns can come out there, and this is where I just drop in my Kieran Black. Now, since the Ferrothorn is as weakened as it is, he has no real switch-ins, and I live the Moonblast from this Feeny, but he actually turns out to be Scarfed Feeny, which will be able to take this Fusion Bolt anyway. So that's pretty unfortunate. Means I gotta take more damage on something else when I wouldn't have wanted to, but yeah, I'm just gonna take damage on the Celesteela right here. Moonblast's gonna come up right there, and yeah, Celesteela's going to take like a little bit of damage that I don't want it to take, but I'll just be able to flamethrower. And I don't know why I flamethrower there. I think I just didn't want to take more Iron Barbs damage. If you went into the Ferrothorn, so here I go Donphan. Expect because if you were to Draco, then I don't know how Misty Terrain works with Levitate mons, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't matter anyways. Here I just thought Donphan would be fine there, and now I'm like, alright, so I'll just sack off my Kyurem since I have more Spadef Donphan. I sack off my Kyurem to the Draco, and now I'm like, okay, sweet, so we went for Draco, not Dark Pulse, which means I can get in my Donphan again, get up my Stealth Rocks. That should be totally fine with me. But he actually just goes right into Feeny, so that's a pretty nice aggressive play on his part. Means that he will be able to get off 2 more hits before he dies. And Serena's gonna come out here, cause Serena's gonna come out here, because if he went for Moonblast, I just go into my Celesteela. And yeah, so I just U-turn there, and it's all good to go. And now it's looking a lot better for my Greninja. It's looking kind of like Greninja can just win this game if I get off enough damage on certain mons. So I'm totally cool with that. I can just go into my Celesteela on the Kangaskhan, because this is why Kangaskhan's ass just keeps getting destroyed by Celesteela. So I've never been afraid of it, like whatsoever. I just think so. I think the Kangaskhan's just kind of stupid. But yeah, neither here nor there. Obviously, I pull a double into my Medicham, predicting a high Dragon switch, and that way I could get momentum. This is the same thing that happened versus Shiny Spam, by the way. I go for Drain Punch, predicting a Protect to not want to come, because that's really predictable. So I just Drain Punch anyways. Anything like Mew, Dusclops, Protect could have all happened, so I just didn't do that. You guys see going? You guys can see though, he goes Dusclops and clicks Focus Punch and does a clean 15% to my Celesteela. So I just Leech Seed here and I miss, which is annoying because it means I'm basically gonna lose the Celesteela now. But I would have been able to get off more damage, so that's That's a little bit annoying, but like I'll take it. I still want to keep it around though for Rocky Helmet damage on the Kangaskhan, and so I just go Donphan. On this turn, I was so close to clicking Play Rough, but I thought that he'd just stay in or something, so I go for the Earthquake, and I'm like, fuck me. If I Play Rough there, that would have been such a heat play, but I don't need to make those plays right now, so I'll just sack off my Donphan. I don't really need it much anymore. It's kind of just useless versus a lot of the rest of his team, because now what I can do is I can go into my Greninja, and I can start putting on more pressure. That's why I love Greninja this matchup. Even if he goes Kang, I still have my Celesteela in the back to make sure that it gets off some Rocky Helmet damage. So he does actually go Kang right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go Celesteela. Even if he was Wish or something, I knew I'd be able to take a hit with my Medicham from that range more than likely, just based on the damage I saw earlier. So Celesteela is going to actually take those 2 Drain Punches and be able to get off 3 hits of Rocky Helmet, which is really nice for me. So what this means is I'll be able to go Serena, not risk a Sucker Punch doing a lot of damage to something else, and I'll just be able to U-turn out right here and drop in my Greninja. So it's kind of just like the same pattern over and over again. Drop in Gren and just kill something with my Momentum mod. So really happy this team kind of worked out the way it did. So now he does still have a shot to win, and it's if he's Cobra Mew or if he's like Life Orb Vacuum Wave Mew. I had a feeling I'd be able to take this Mew on with the Dark Pulse or with the Vacuum Wave. So he goes for Vacuum Wave. It actually lived that pretty safely. So Greninja's been the king this entire tournament. The one game I lost was when I played Greninja like a really dumb, like fucking retard. Greninja was so good that matchup. But we just, I don't know. People make misplays. I guess that's all you can really say. I just happen to be one of those people. So We did end up in third place in this tournament, so that's pretty satisfactory. I will definitely take that. I think overall this was very fun. I think we played pretty well, except for the eye game. The rest of the tournament we played very well, so I think we definitely deserved our spot in third place. So really cool to know that. And yeah, so that's just going to be the end of these videos for now. So I hope that everyone enjoyed. And until next time, I will see you guys later.